welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to get into my budget. I know that's crazy to say, but that is what I love. It's my passion, and I love having you here. So follow along with me as I do my weekly check-in. If you're doing your weekly check-in, post that in the comments down below. Put some kind of emoji or some kind of comment saying a weekly check-in and we're doing it together. I think that's awesome. And hopefully, you don't mind doing that. If you do, put a comment. I will do my savings challenge and add $2 to my savings challenge. I also do $1 for a like. And if you're not subscribed to my channel and you want to see me increase my savings challenge, it's a YouTube challenge. Do I have it in here? I do. This is what it looks like. It's $5 for every subscriber. I'm way past $200 for the month of January. I'm in the $300 range now. You guys have just been rocking it on this channel. A lot of you came over from 40 and broke, and that is awesome. We'll see what kind of challenge I come up with the month of February, but right now in January, this is the challenge I'm doing. So help me keep saving that money. And I'm going to use it to, I think right now my husband and I have settled on a new camera, a vlogging camera for the channel. And I'm super excited about that because my phone is just plumb worn out. I mean, the battery capacity has dropped and all that good stuff. And I haven't had it that long, I don't think. 2020, I think, is when I got it. Could have been 2019. But I'm pretty sure it was 2020. I don't know. But anyway, so let's get into the weekly check-in. If you're doing yours, follow along with me and we'll check in together. So we're on week 4 of the weekly check-in. I am going to do a week 5 just to wrap up the month. That's going to be the 28th through the 31st. And that will be the end of the month results video. But week 4 is the 21st through 27th. And I do have a calendar here where I'm going to check off what we have. I'll explain all this stuff here in a minute. And these are how I highlight and track my spending. Pink is grocery household. Restaurants is blue. Miscellaneous is green. Gasoline is orange. Unbudgeted items are yellow. No spends. I just kind of want to mark that down. And I made a note to myself about something that I purchased. And yeah, I'm super excited about that. I shouldn't be. They're highlighters, but I'm still excited about it. Anyways, I also have transaction logs. Now I sell all these sheets in my Etsy store. I don't have them personalized in the sides, but I can personalize for you in my shop if you want a custom design based on my budget sheets. But yeah, I sell these in my Etsy store. It's Lisa's Faith Budget Plan. If you're interested in any of these, my weekly check-in has changed to a 1-page 5-week, not a 2-page with 5th week over here and a notes page. I don't do that anymore. It's just 5 weeks here. And actually, I can show you because I have my February budget I'm working on. Let's see. Here we go. So that's what it looks like. So all 5 weeks over here, but no notes page. In fact, what I'm using for a notes page is this, my monthly notes that I create for myself. So, and I write out the same things I do over here. So that's pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and get into it. The transaction log. I did mention that too. So here's my transaction logs, and I run them with my weekly check-ins as well. Every week I budget a new amount and I give myself a certain amount to spend, and these will coincide with that and the totals. So if you don't like putting them on a calendar, a transaction log would work, and you just name your categories at the top and then you put your budget together that way. So I always start with a budgeted amount and then I subtract what I spend, and then when a new week happens, I add money to the budgeted amount, the balance, and then I subtract from there. So, it keeps going like that. And it works for me. I prefer this, but most people like seeing the calendar. So that's what I'm going to show you on the channel today. And so let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to pop these pages out. We're going to zoom in and quickly do this. I have not done this in advance, so let's pray I don't stumble through this. So let's get started. Okay, I am back. So it's a closer look at my budget sheet. This is January's budget sheet. I love the florals in this, and the blues and the pinks. It's winter florals or January florals in my shop. That's what I call them. This is a calendar I created for my shop, for me actually, and then I started selling them, and I put these out calendars once a month. I'm debating whether if I want to make blank calendars and have that as part of the shop, but we'll see. I do sell my budget sheets in bundles as well with these decoratives, so if you're interested in something like that, that is pretty awesome. But right now, let's go ahead and go through what has happened this week. So let's go down to the bottom because we're almost done with January. Today is the 27th. I'm counting this as a no spend day so I can get this video up. If I do spend later in the day, which I am intending to, we are expecting snow Friday night going into Saturday. Typically Fridays when we do our pizza night, Papa John's Pizza, and I did this last week as well. I'm still going to put it down for Friday because that's when we normally would have it. But we're going to order pizza tonight because I don't think the weather, I mean, it's sunny, it's bright, it's beautiful outside. The weather shouldn't be bad tonight. I hate making delivery drivers drive in the rain and the snow or any yucky weather and yucky traffic, and we have lots of traffic where I live, so I'm just not comfortable doing that. So that's what I'm going to call this a no spend, even though I'm going to order pizza tonight. I don't know how much that is. I'll just count it for tomorrow. The money's still there. Money doesn't change because paycheck doesn't come until first of the month, so it's still going to be part of the same money as today. So we're going to start here. I have both of sides of my calendar, so I'll pop this one in and out, but which we're actually going to have to start with this one because all my groceries are over here, and I always start with grocery household. Now I buy my groceries, grocery household together at one store and one receipt, so I don't have to divide it up. I have my little sticky note here where I kind of map out what the total is, and then we'll calculate it here on the video together. So I'm going to go ahead and show you where I have. So $32 from Harris Teeter, and then I forgot bread and had to go back and get bread. Bread is expensive, $3.68. That's all I bought was a loaf of bread. Harris Teeter usually has higher prices, and I normally go to Food Lion or what's the other store? Walmart. How I forgot what Walmart is. Oh my goodness. So, but Harris Teeter was on the way home, and I wanted to stop there and see if they had some other things that those other stores near me didn't have, and that worked out for me. So I spent a little more on bread than I normally would. It's fine. God provides, and that's all I really care about. So these two are the only grocery items. I will explain the sticky note in just a minute about Walmart grocery run that I made because snow is coming this weekend and I wanted to beat the rush to the grocery store. So let's total these two items up first, and then I will explain that. So $32 plus the $3.68. Okay, that is $35.68. And I'm going to leave it at that. So there we go. Now I have over here, and I guess I can use my highlighter to kind of remind me this is a grocery thing here. I'm just going to kind of put a little, doesn't quite show up on the yellow as well as it does on my stickers. But I went grocery shopping. I knew I was going to spend over $100. My bank account is hovering around close to $680, something like that, dollars. Most of the spending categories you're going to see, I took a lot of that money out and put it in the savings. I can always put it back if I need to. I just plan to save a lot of what was in my categories, and I went ahead and moved the money before I've actually done all the math, and that's okay. So, wow, that looks orange now. that pink highlighter did not help. Anyways, I know it's groceries. So I wanted to buy plenty of stuff that I normally would have got probably over the weekend to make sure we had enough for food and milk and bread and all the things going into the snow days. And because we're not going to have a strong warm-up starting on Monday or Tuesday like we did this past week and this past snow on these days here, It warmed up to 50 degrees almost a couple days after the snow, and all the snow's gone just about. This weekend, it's going to take longer to get rid of the snow. So I wanted to make sure if we have power outages, because we're expecting wind, and if there were any other problems, I had plenty of supplies on hand. And so I bought extras of a lot of things. But I put it on my credit card, and at the end of the month, when I do all the reconciling, I will make a payment and pay that off right away. I just didn't want to deplete my checking account right away. So that's a reminder for that. And that's why sometimes I use my credit card. All right, moving on. Restaurants, only had one. So been really, really good. I'm not going out to eat every week or every day. Once a week, we'll order a pizza. Like I said, we're going to order it here. But I'm going to count it for here. But this is last week's pizza. Even though I had it on Thursday, it's always on Friday. So that's what that is. And then miscellaneous. So I've been buying some digital stuff for myself, personal things, as well as stuff for my business, and things like that. I just reimburse everything later. You don't actually see my business stuff. I don't put that out here, but I do take care of that. All right, so $4 digital from, is that $4? Yeah, Etsy. What did I buy? It's sad when I can't remember. $4 here. I think I bought, I bought April design sheets for my budget sheets, the design that goes at the top. I bought April's, and then I bought, that charge for the vitamins I purchased that wasn't going to come until February. It's actually coming today. So that $8.47 is going to be taken care of, and they already charged me for it. So that's the day they charged me finally. And then $7.41, some bookmarks that I bought, and they're really, really cute. Do I have them out? I don't see them out. I think I put them in my planner. I'll try to show them next time. Let's see, $7.41. And my planners are buried right now, so I can't get to it to show you. But they're these light colored, like ocean themed. They kind of went with the Flora collection of the Erin Condren Life Planner, and they were just so pretty. So I went ahead and got that, and I definitely want to use those. And then over here I bought a book, $12.99, and it was a book recommended by my Christian counselor that is going to be a really good read, and I'm excited about that. It's actually a Kindle book that I purchased, and then I bought more highlighters. So do I have those out? I have stuff everywhere, people. Oh man, and I can't get to anything quickly. Oh well. Oh, here they are. Found them. These are the highlighters I bought last time for the $8.48 and $47, and this is the happiness color palette, and then they have a youth color palette, and I'm not going to get that one until April, but they went ahead and charged me, which I thought was strange. They waited so long for this one over here, but they charged me immediately for that one. So hopefully that means it comes early. So that is coming in, and that also, those two packs match the Flora collection. I'm super excited about that. Now I'm not counting this, it's just a reminder. Once I make the payment to the Visa, then I will count it as part of the weekly check-in. But I probably won't do that until we get closer to the end of the month, and then there's nothing else. So I forgot to mark that. So I have everything checked off. So we are good to go, and let's hit enter here, and I forgot to do that. So I'm all over the place today. I do apologize. All right, so the total here is $41.34. So that's pretty cool. I don't know how to use this thing, to be honest with you. I wanted an arrow to the end, but that's okay. Anyways, no problem. I'm gonna clear the whole thing. How do you clear a memory on this thing? Anyways, I'm gonna turn this off. So, all right, so that is this budget sheet. I've got everything listed, so I'm gonna flip it over and we're gonna look at the weekly check-in. So this is the beginning. This amount you see here starts me every new week, except for week 5 in this one, and that is just, I wanted to carry the balance over and cover week 5 with whatever was left over at the end of the month. But I divided all my budgeting for the month by 4, and then I put that amount here and go from there. So with like grocery household, I budget $1,000 for the month. So I can buy all my cleaning supplies, all my groceries, all the things. Usually I spend more when my husband's here, but he's not here. He's traveling on business. Hoping and praying in 2.5 weeks he should be back. We'll see. I don't know. Cross your fingers. Pray. All the good things. Okay. So we are going to go to the bottom. We are on week 4, and we're going to close out week 4 and begin week 5. So total spent. And look at these numbers. They're so high, and I just really have not been spending. Except for I did go a little bit more in the miscellaneous, and I put some stuff on the credit card. Yeesh. But I should be able to pay that off at the end of the month. Not just the grocery. I mean, I did some personal spending as well. So $35.68 is what I have for grocery household. $38.27. Now remember, I haven't paid the Visa with the $58.66 that I did on Wednesday, preparing for the snow coming. But once I make that Visa payment, I will count it with the weekly check-in. It's this weekly check-in, because I use my checking account and my debit card. Those are the transactions I'm actual cash in my checking account that I'm actually counting, not things I'm going to be doing soon. So that's totally different. Okay, $41.34, and then 0 for gas, and then 0 for unbudgeted. So that goes there. I do that, and then we're going to carry the numbers over. So here we go. Let's slide this a little bit because my hand's big and this calculator is big. And we're going to clear this out completely, and then we're going to total the spent column here. So we have $35.68 plus $38.27 plus $41.34, and that gives us a total. I only spent $100, not including the shopping for groceries for snow that I wouldn't have normally spent. $115.29. That is awesome. That's totally awesome. I don't know why I put a line here. I got to do a total there. Silly me. Okay, moving on. So now I need to go across. So we're going to cover the titles, but we'll do the math going across. Clear that out again and start again. So I had budgeted $472.19, which was way more than what I needed. Obviously that's enough to cover the 100 and some, but all I have left in my bank account is the spending category cash. And I don't like going, for some reason, when I get close to $500, I'm just like, okay, I'll put it on the credit card, and then when I'm ready to roll cash, from 1 month or one paycheck to the next, or 1 month to the next, I will just pay it just before that paycheck hits. And because I know the paycheck's going to come the next day. I don't know why I do it that way. I just do. It just makes me nervous to go below $500. So anyway, that is me and my weird way of doing things. So $472.19 minus the $35.68 leaves, let's see, $436.51. Now, the reason the account is low, I did take a lot of this that I knew that was going to be left over in spending categories and put it over into the savings account. And I'll explain that once I get these totals all straightened out, because I originally had $1,300 left, and if I only spent $115, most of this went over, and that was to compensate for my Roth IRA 2022 savings. Before we set up the Roth account, I was going to put $6,000 up front that I'm opening this year, and yeah, I just went ahead and moved the money over. Let's see here, $323.06 minus the 38.27. And that gives me $284.79. And then I'm going to clear that out, and we're going to do this gasoline, miscellaneous. 362.07 minus 41.34. There we go. And that is $320.73. Now I'm going to $2.18 for gas, which I didn't need all that either because I just filled up and my gas tank's full. So I'm going to start adding from this point. I'm going to add the $2.18, and then I'm going to add the $284.79, and then I'm going to add the $436.51. There we go. Enter. Okay, that leaves like $1,200. 26003. So that's a lot of money. So I took half of that, which is why the bank account's already at $600. I took about $600 of that and put it towards the $2,000 some dollars that I transferred the savings earlier in my paycheck to paycheck, because I wanted to secure that amount and then leave what was left in the spending categories in the checking account. Because I knew I wasn't going to use all this money. Now, you won't see the math here. You'll see it when I do my paycheck closeout for paycheck 3 for January. And so that's where the number will actually reflect, because it'll show that I didn't spend all the money. And that works for me. So that's what I'm doing. It may be a little confusing, and if it is, leave questions in the description comment section down below, and I can try to explain it a little bit better, but maybe it'll work, hopefully. So I'm going to get my notebook again. Sorry about the mess. And I'm going to pull up the other page. I forgot to pop out the other side of this. So I always map out how much each week will be, and I try to get an even number for that. This time what I'm going to do is I'm going to take week 5, and I'm just going to transfer these totals over. Where am I on the camera? All right, so I'm just going to have the totals, and then I'm going to have, because this is the same weekly check-in. There we go. There's the numbers. And then there's the category titles. See if I can get it a little more centered here. And write everything in. So grocery household. All right, the budgeted amount is the number from up here. Actually, I'm going to kind of do it like this. Right here. So that's the budgeted amount. Even though I know most of the cash is already moved over, I'm still going to use this number so I can keep it straight in my head. And you can see if I left the cash in the checking account, this is what my checking account would look like. $436.51. Now, I haven't paid the credit card, but that will come out of these spending categories at the end of the month. And then I will count it here, and you'll see that in the next check-in, where I'll actually do a label, and I'll take that sticky note off and say that it's paid for the Visa. And this is me just setting up the last few days of the month, which is the 28th through the 31st. And next one is restaurants. And this is going to be $284.79, which obviously I'm only spending $40 a week right now. Mainly I don't want to go out to eat by myself. My husband's not here. Hopefully he'll be back mid-February, and that will start changing then. So you'll see the numbers different then. But I still want to budget the exact same amount every month or close to that, just because I want to protect the budget, and anything left over, that means I can save it. And that gives me wiggle room and a buffer in the checking account when I can save that. So that's really cool. Miscellaneous, especially when I don't spend it. O-U-S. Trying to spell here. All right, so that number is $320.73. This also gives me a realistic view of how much I saved in those categories. I mean, that is really, really awesome what these ending balances are going to look like, because I know it's going to snow. I'm not going to spend a lot this weekend, and when I go to close out the month, these numbers aren't going to be much different. And what I truly could save and what I am saving, it's going to be awesome. I'm super excited to see this. So I have had a very low spend January, and I didn't even intend to do it, but I'm glad I did. Gasoline, that is $2.18. And so since these numbers are the same, I got to put unbudgeted. And that's going to be $0. I never budget for unbudgeted. That's the same number. We've already totaled that up, so I'm just going to transfer that over here. 12,6030. And the only reason I can transfer it here is because when I did my budgeted amounts for the month, you're going to see that I only did 4 weeks. Even though this is considered week 5, what I decided to do on week 5 is whatever was left over, and I knew there was going to be quite a bit left over because of how low I've been spending all month. I wasn't going to add to the budget, so I didn't actually add anything to it, and I created this plan where January 21st to the 31st was going to cover by all this amount. Each week was the same, and then I just rolled over anything left over to the next week till the end of the month, and that's why I'm able to save. If I save in my spending categories and not spend or have a low spend month, that's where I have excess disposable income at the end of the month, and I can put into savings. I can pay off something if I have, like when I put a little extra on my credit card or things like that that need to be taken care of. So, but for the month, this is what I have planned for the month. For each category: $1,000 for grocery household, $450 for restaurants, $550 for miscellaneous, and $350 for gas, which was way too much, but that was okay. Wishful thinking on my part, my husband would have been back, because this is what our family typically spends for 4 adults in our family. My youngest son is graduating high school. He's almost 18 in a few months. So, oh my goodness. I have a 23-year-old and then me and my husband. So, yeah, that's why our number's a little higher. And this is kind of the sweet spot that we spend. After doing this for a couple years now and writing out my budget every month, in 2019, I started doing this on my debt payoff journey. And if you go back in my budgeting videos playlist, you can find videos where I was doing a debt payoff. And October 30th of 2020 is when I paid off the last consumer debt. So we're consumer debt free, but we're not mortgage debt free. And we're not attempting to do that yet, just because we don't think this is our forever home, and we will start doing that once we know we have a forever home, the next house we purchase. So that is that. So let me go ahead and pop this weekly check-in back into my notebook, and we will close out this video. So I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So this is my weekly check-in. I'm set up for the last few days of the month of January, and you will see this closed out at the very end of the month. It'll probably go up sometime in the first week of February what my results were for January once I have everything done. But for now, this is what I have, and it looks great. I know most of this is already in savings, but I will work out the numbers at the end of the month, and you'll see how it turns out. So that is awesome. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or comments, put that in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this, please subscribe to my channel. You can see more of my videos. And I hope you have an amazing and blessed day. I will see you guys next time. Bye.